Well, what is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to A Therapeutic Edge. Today on the table in front of us, we have got another Twosun knife. I really enjoy Twosun knives. I've been collecting them for a few years now, long enough to remember when you could get phenomenal titanium and D2 for $35. Those days are well and truly past us now. However, you're also getting much more interesting and kind of better designs than you used to get. This is the TS273. It is a night-morning design. It is titanium with a G10 inlay. It's on bearings, of course, and it has a absolutely gorgeous 14C28N blade. That's their new budget. They're doing all their budget stuff in that. They still do D2 once in a while, but not very often. And I got to tell you, I prefer 14C28N to D2 strictly because theirs holds a remarkably good edge, and you don't have to worry about it rusting. And you do a little bit with D2. So I think that this is a fantastic knife. Now, my buddy Chad picked up one of these and recommended that I try one out. So I looked around and got a hold of somebody who was willing to send one over to me for review. And it has, well, this is a great pocket knife. It really is. The handle itself is exceptionally comfortable. The blade, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, is both really beautiful and very, very well done. It is very slicey and very sharp. This is the factory edge. It's nice and tall, so it comes down to a very, very thin edge. They're 14C28N, and I'm going to say that probably 15 more times during this video, so just prepare for it and deal with it. Holds an edge very, very well. I have used this knife, and of course there are other knives in this same blade steel for many purposes and over many, many days, and you just don't have to sharpen it that often. Strop it once in a while, sure, but it holds the edge that you ask it to. Now, this is milled titanium. I'm not sure how well it's going to come out on camera, but it's got these beautiful milled lines in it, and it's got, as I said, this G10 insert. Now, this is glued in. That's not my favorite thing. It wouldn't have taken them too much to put a couple of screws in the back, but it is where it is. Beyond that, it is a very, very clean design. It has got one screw at the back and, of course, the pivot. One screw at the back and, of course, the pivot. And on this side, the same screw holds this really nice pocket clip with a ceramic detent, with a ceramic ball in place. It's got plenty of spring. Good ramp. This thing slides in and out of the pocket like a champ. The action is superb, and the closed profile on this knife is one of my favorites in a very long time. It's just, well, eventually, hopefully, Twosun will re-release this in S90V or M390 or S110V, one of their super steels. And I confess, I'm going to chase that like you would not believe. Because this is, I think, probably my favorite pocket knife to come out in a long time. Let me be clear about that. There are others that I love, but this, just for the overall aesthetic and particularly the feel in hand, if they make this in sort of their super steel version, I'll chase it, and so will everyone else, and I assure you it will end up costing a couple of $100. This, on the other hand, you can get these right now according to eBay for about $75, which for titanium and bearings and ceramic bearings and this excellent blade steel is not a lot of money. That is a good deal. It won't be nearly the same good deal, or great deal, I should say, when they release it in the super steel, but I'll get one because this is a phenomenally designed pocket knife. Now, it is a night-morning design. Now, that may not mean anything to you, but Night Morning has been their sort of in-house designer for as long as I have been collecting Twosun knives, and so he knows his business, and he knows a way around a knife design, to be sure. This is a little bit of a departure from what he normally does, but he's got a great Instagram presence. He's actually a very nice person. You can talk to him over on Instagram if you're interested. I love this thing. Now, my buddy, Microphone the Knife, over on Instagram, has dyed his out red. And if this was mine, or if I was going to keep it, I would do the same, or even black or dark blue. You guys know me. But as it stands, this is somebody else's, and so it's going to stay orange. That's just the way it goes. So what do you get for your $73? Well, let's do some size comparisons. Here it is against the bug out, and as you can see, the TS273 is a full-size pocket knife. And I really enjoy that about it. How full-size is it? Well, let's put it up against something a little more familiar. Here it is against the Rat Model 1. And as you can see, the Rat Model 1 is a full-size knife. This is identical in length, but you get a ton more cutting surface on the TS273. You just do. I think it's a great knife. Here it is against something that has a review coming up shortly. This is the Off-Grid Sea Dog version 2. Just happened to be here on the table. Yeah, this is a full-size pocket knife, and it's my kind of full size, which means it might be a little big for some people. Now, Women Carry Knives is over there on the couch, where I would ask her to come over and take it up in hand, but nope, that's not going to happen. She's enjoying her time off. Oh, no, wait, here she comes. Here she comes.
Attached to my aunt.
Oh, how is Auntie?
In Hawaii.
So what do you think, size-wise?
Well, let's see.
Don't stab me.
Do you want me to do it on camera?
Yeah, probably help.
Actually, I really like that. Where did this one come from?
I've asked if I could borrow one to review one, and somebody sent one along.
Oh, yeah. No, that feels very good in hand.
There you go. I think it's because this is narrow.
Yes.
It manages to give a full handful to somebody with giant hands like mine, but because the handle is relatively narrow, but with this beautiful swell through here, it means that even people with smaller hands can get a really good grip on it. It has a little bit of jimping right where you'd want it at the base of the blade, but of course, the showstopper is this lovely swell before the clip point. You can absolutely get your thumb forward on that. I'm going to do that thing that I laugh. It makes me laugh every time. You can come well forward on this blade for fine work. And again, I don't do that. So I have no idea who is, but for some people it's important. So there's that. The action is Twosun excellent. Now, if you've never had a Twosun, I don't know what to tell you, except that the action on Twosun knives has always been a bit of their party piece. And in this knife, it is no different. There is zero blade rock, zero blade play, and it just glides shut. It is really well done. It's got a little bit of a backspacer bag in the form of titanium. There is no lanyard hole on this knife, which is fine since I don't lanyard. Let's get the actual specs out of the way while we've got the knife on the table. You get 1, 2, 3 3/4 inches of cutting on 4 inches of 14C28 and blade steel. The handle area from behind the flipper, you get 1, 2, 3, 4 full inches of grip. And the overall knife is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and a little over 8.5 inches long overall. It is, as I've said, a full-size knife. Now, at 73 or even 83 or even about 90 bucks, this is not a knife that you should let go if you're interested in this particular style and shape. If you're looking for your first Twosun, and this is the kind of knife that appeals to you, this might be a great way to go. Now, of course, as with all things in Twosun, eBay is the primary source, and that is a bit of a pain in the ass. It really is. But if you want one, go after one. I have, in fact, I've had two bad Twosuns. I've had a couple show up with parts missing, and they have dealt with that. But really, I've only had 2 where the design just sucked. They make a good knife, and they do it in a budget zone that is friendly for most people. As I said, it is likely, I have no insider information, of course, it is likely that this exact knife will be released with maybe a different inlay and some sort of a super steel down the road, because this is doing very well for them. That knife will not be at the same budget price. Those are more expensive because there is a larger market for them. However, 14C28N is a fantastic budget steel. They do a great job with it. And, well, this is a fantastic knife. That's where I'm going to end it. Thank you so much for watching. This has been the Twosun TS273. It is a night morning design. It is another in a long line of just superb Twosun knives that I've had an opportunity to review and own and play with. I hope you enjoyed this quite a bit. If you've enjoyed this video, please feel free to subscribe. I'd love to have you here on a regular basis. We'll see you next time.